Hey there, summer at USC students. I'm Professor Walsh. I'm a professor in neuroscience at USC. I'm also the assistant dean of the Leonard Davis School of Gerontology. All right, so that's what that little logo is right there. Okay, which means we specialize in studying aging. I had a brain research laboratory for many years that looked at Parkinson's disease. I have lots of friends that do Alzheimer's research. So this is going to be a great class, and uh, and we're doing it really, obviously during difficult times, and it would be far superior for you guys to have the residential experience and be hanging out at the dorms at USC, but we can't, and so we're going to do it this way, and we're going to do it this way in a superior way, and so the staff that we have assembled, we've been working together for many years. So Tim Liu, Maria Ashna both have their master's degrees. They work with me, like I said, for many years, helping me teach courses. They're your co-instructors. And they both have their master's degree from USC in informatics and imaging, neuroinformatics and imaging. And so they bring just a wealth of knowledge for you. Okay. I'm gonna do a little preamble here, and then we'll get into what it is you need to know about the course. And so, yeah, you can see, right above me, there's a picture of my wife and my two boys, and both my boys worked really hard, just like you guys. Um, got excellent GPAs. Did really well in terms of their testing. Whether it was the ACT or the SAT. And I know that's what you guys are going through right now. And looks like the testing may be going away, which maybe is an awesome thing. And we're going to take a more holistic approach in your application. And what you're doing right now is going to really um, improve the holistic view of your application. This proves that you guys had lots of initiative and that you were not going to sit idly during this summer of SARS-CoV-2, but you were actually going to do something to further yourself. And you're going to be unique in your high school in your knowledge in neuroscience because most high school programs don't offer neuroscience courses. So give you just some background on myself. So I grew up in East Los Angeles, and my wife that you see above there, Julia, we've been married for a long time. We met in 1983. Okay, and so yes, we were married in '87, and and uh, and you'll hear a lot about this. We'll talk about the neuroscience of relationships in this class as well. Um, we did it on our own, and we now live down in South Orange County. I'm living in Miguel. Both my sons went to Dana Hills High School, and so my oldest, who you can see on that side, there he is, Matt, graduated from USC a few years ago, is getting his master's degree. He's an environmental scientist. And then my youngest is a sophomore at USC right now, and he's in the marching band. He's in the psychology program. So you have to work hard and you have to make your application look good. Alrighty, so I'm just going to show you what you should do. I'm going to lean forward and type right here. So I would start with entering your Blackboard account. So you obviously have done this a few times. So I'll say USC Blackboard, okay? And then you are going to click on this. Now I'm going to have to get out my phone because I have to do what's called the Duo authentication to get in. Right? So I'm going to second, get my Duo system up and ready to rock, okay? And I'm gonna go ahead and log in. And that's me, I'm gonna sign in, and here comes my Duo. Awesome, okay. And I'm gonna be in. And so this is what you should do. And once you get in, my recommendation, this will be, my Blackboard page, obviously, I teach a lot of classes, it's a lot different than yours. I would go ahead and bookmark it, okay? Let me get my face out of the way right here, sorry. And yeah, so you bookmark right here. So there's your bookmarks, and see that this Blackboard Learn is one of my bookmarks, okay? Alrighty, cool. along with other things. All right. So I'm going to go into the class, and here it is right now. We call it Core 195, and it is the brain and Instructor Neuroscience. Now I'm going to tell you something right now. That's last year. Sorry, let me get back. Sorry. All right, go right back to where I was. All right, so that was 2019. We are right there. Boom. Okay, sorry. All right, that's more like it. Okay, so like I said, this is a college class. So we teach this very same class. We call it Gerontology 315, Journey into the Mind. And we teach it every spring semester. All right, so this is a college level class. All right. Um, I've opened this in what's called the Instructor View. So the choices that we see over here on the taskbar, and you see how it lights up purple, and all you need to do is click on it, um, and it takes you to that window within Blackboard. So you guys are going to become Blackboard experts now. This is my Instructor View. I'll show you what Student View looks like in a little while. So this is my panel that I'm able to look at grading and evaluation. These are features that are not going to be in your view. Okay, so, but I want to show you the Instructor View so you get a complete feel of the scope of the course, okay? All right, so the first thing you do is you'll click on your syllabus right here. I'm sending you your syllabus today along with this video link in YouTube. And we're going to be using YouTube quite a bit, okay? All right, so you just click on this, you download it, okay, or just go ahead and save it in a folder in your computer from what I'm going to send you as an attachment right now, okay? This is how we communicate right here, okay? So the announcements. So this announcement was already sent out to you by the Summer at USC program. As indicated, we need to have password protect on the Zoom meetings, okay? Just because we don't need Zoom bombers coming in. And even then, we could get an occasional Zoom bomber, and that's what we have a tiered staff for helping, okay? Do follow their directions, but this is going to, basically we are Blackboard centric, and so it's important that you learn how to use Blackboard, okay? Through these announcements, you'll see that my video will be stacked on as a new announcement, and they're chronological. Tim Liu, who's your co-instructor, will be making links to Zoom sessions that we have. So we're going to have live sessions that we will then record, lectures and interactions. Everything is going to be recorded. You have a morning session that goes from 10 to 11:30. That's 10 to 11:30 Pacific Standard Time, Los Angeles time, Southern California time. And then we have an afternoon section that goes from 4 to 5:30 in the evening, Los Angeles or Pacific Standard Time, Southern California time. And this way, this will accommodate all the different time zones, because this is an international class, which is really cool. And you'll get to know students from all around the world, which again is really cool. One day this pandemic will lift, and you'll have these relationships with people from all around the world that you'll be able to tap into, which I think is really a unique feature of this summer high school class for you guys. Okay, so he'll be making these recordings. So I encourage you to stay synchronous, okay, and to interact with us, because we will have breakout rooms and conversations, and we'll make it a real classroom-like environment. But if you can't make it, then tap into the cloud recordings, which will be in the Zoom cloud account. And then what we like to do is we also like to double up on this in terms of the recordings that you can look at, and we will make those Zoom recordings YouTube channel recordings as well. Okay, so we'll have a separate channel for you guys to look at, so you can follow lectures in that way. All right. When you look at the syllabus, I believe I already downloaded it. Let's take a look right here. Okay, there it is. Awesome. Okay. Now the first thing you'll see again, we have the morning session, we have the afternoon session. Okay. So these morning and afternoon sessions have separate URLs, so try and remember that, okay? They have the same password. We see it right there, okay? So it is C195, Core 195, okay? S 2020 for summer 2020, All right. Um, as you scroll down here, okay, if you have any problems, please contact us. So we have listed our email address in the professional world, okay. In the academic world, university world, we rely heavily on emails. So get used to answering and following your emails. That's how we communicate. The other thing is I do have my cell phone number. Co-instructor Tim Liu has his cell number, and co-instructor Maria Ashna has her cell number. All right, so you can text us if you have problems. You can even call us if you're having problems. Communication is key, okay, guys? So if for some reason you just can't get into the Zoom account, we'll kind of try and help you walk you through it, okay? All right, so just scroll over the syllabus. This is the basics of the approach right here in this small table right here. As we get down here, it talks about our grading rubric right here, okay? So there's lots and lots and lots of points that we have. Things are not weighted too heavily on the exams. And you know, for the most part, you guys are all going to get A's because you guys are amazing students. And we use a traditional grading rubric, as you can see right there, okay? Alrighty, this kind of lays out the scheduling that we're going to see, okay? So week 1, week 2, week 3, week 4, and it's done. So it's intense though, you know, 5 days a week. So we have set up, you know, if you were attending USC, we would be taking you to individual laboratories, okay? So what we've done here is Maria Ashna has set up a number of what are called virtual labs, and they're pretty awesome, okay? And she's going to guide you through that. The key is we want you to understand how we gain the knowledge that you're going to be gaining, how we gain it at the research level. So you need to understand the nuts and bolts of the toolkits that are out there for doing research, and now how it's applied to a research question. Okay? And that's what we'll be going through. And we start, as indicated right here, with basics of cell physiology. We get into systems physiology, and then we get into the larger behavioral components towards the end. And we have a couple of virtual museum missions, again, that Maria has set up, and she'll be guiding you through that. And these will be kind of off days. And then she has a final project that she's going to talk about that is absolutely awesome, where you guys are going to be able to interact. And she has set up a completely course-specific Google folder, okay? So, and you will then upload your individual files into a cohesive package and interact through the USC Google folder that she set up, okay? All right, so I'm going to go back here to the course, and I'll give you a real quick layout. So what we will, you know, we'll hang out and we'll talk. You know, we'll use Zoom at the very beginning and just, you know, get to know each other. I like to play music, so we'll play a little bit of music, get a feel for my flavor in music, and Ria will do it, and Tim will do it. And we'll use breakout rooms and things like that, and and then we'll get going. And so in terms of the lectures, you see how it highlights purple right here. So this is, you know, the traditional approach that we're going to be using is, you know, using PowerPoints, okay? And it's structured into the you know, the flow of the course. Some things you can see, we've already written up a review, and we'll release that later, okay? So this looks a little different from what you can see on Student View, okay? Alrighty, so you know, you basically click on this, okay? You go ahead and open it, and then you just, you know, you download that to your computer, okay? And up comes the PowerPoint, and this is how I will rock and roll as well. And I like to use a lot of videos, animations, and so I'll be going back and forth between PowerPoint and using my Google browser to look at some of the animations, okay? All right, so that's how that works. So this right here is, you know, one of the first modules where we're looking at how single cells work, okay? So you get a feel of how that looks. All right, so I'm done with that, okay? All right, so that was inside the neuron, which is cool. Okay, Tim's going to be going over this. We have a number of laboratories. We want you guys to become experts at using Excel. We'll start slow, training you in terms of scientific method. Everything is done through Turnitin, okay? So you have to put up your original work, okay? Unless otherwise told. There'll be some team efforts. Tim will be setting up some lab groups, as you see right here. He'll be explaining that tomorrow. And then these are all the different labs that you'll be performing, okay? Each one of them, you click on them right here, all right? And so he may have some additional readings, okay, that Tim will talk about, and then you click right here, and it takes you right into your Turnitin sign, all right? So you click right there where it says View Complete, and he'll go over this as well. It brings in the Turnitin page, and then this is how you title it, and then you choose the file that you're going to upload right there, okay? All right, cool. Yeah, so we did the PowerPoints, we did the true laboratories that you're going to be writing up, and then these right here are the virtual labs that Maria Ashna has set up. All right, so I clicked the right here, virtual labs, okay, museum vids. So these are the two museum sessions, and she's going to help you walk through this, what you're going to do at this point in time, and she'll reiterate this as you take. I want you guys all to have a lab notebook that you just kind of take notes, and then at the end you write it up, and you'll have something that is kind of a diary of the experience. Okay, so we click right there. All right, and these are two museum visits. This one is historical. It's beautiful. One of the true amazing, just frontiersmen. Okay, of neuroscience, and this was Ramon Cajal. And it's a great site. And then this right here is a whole group of interactive brain activities. You just click on the image that right there, and it'll take you straight to a really neat museum. This is actually in Philadelphia. If you were at USC, we would have walked across the street. They don't have a great interactive module, so we're just going to go right here. The one from USC, the Science Industry Museum, has some neuroscience, but it has more just body physiology. And so here's a bunch of exercises that you just go through, right? You click right here, for example, okay? And it's going to take you right into this interactive exercise, all right? And Maria will guide you through this. This is how you play it, okay? So it's pretty fun, you know? All right, so that's how that works. Okay, and then it's the same drill. And there's different ways of looking at this. So you can either go backwards with your browser. You can go click right here to the virtual labs, or you can click right here. So there's a lot of redundancy in terms of the way Blackboard is set up. Okay. All right. This is super important. Okay. This is what really makes neuroscience. That's why Maria set up a really extensive lab visit tour of brain imaging. Okay. And we see right here, these are all the different modules that have been set up, okay, for doing lab tours of brain imaging. And they're really, really beautifully done. She's going to guide you through this, okay? So yeah, so it's going to be just wonderful, all right? All right, and she'll go into greater detail on this tomorrow, okay? All right. What else do we have? We'd like to make sure that you guys are learning the information. So there's two ways that we do that. We have individual multiple choice questions called polling questions, and we have individual discussions that we do on a kind of module-based method. So here, if we click on polling, all right, it takes you to questions that we'll ask, right? So we see right here, I would click on this, okay? All right. And then you come down here and you hit begin, and up will pop a multiple choice question. Now we incentivize this, okay? So some of these questions will end up on the midterm as well, okay? All righty. So you answer the question, you hit submit, and what we can do is we'll set up maybe the breakout rooms where you guys can just discuss this and make sure everybody's on board. And at the same time, then when you'll do these polling questions, we will also assign a little bit of a discussion. So yes, I do want to leave this page. I didn't answer. It did that because I didn't answer that question. Okay, and we come down here to the discussions. Okay, all right. So in the way that this works, okay, is so. For example, I told you that imaging was important, so we'll click on the first discussion. So what we'll do is we'll just make sure everybody's into their breakout rooms. Okay, and And then what you do is you hit create thread, okay? So somebody could share their screen in the breakout room, okay? And so here's the image, here's the question, and then you could put your name. So this would be John's answer or John's story, whatever you want to call it, okay? And then you type away, okay? And like I said, one person could share their screen while the remaining, say, 5 or 6 of you that are in your breakout room in Zoom would discuss it and make sure that everybody's on board and that you have the best possible answer, okay? And then after the fact, we will go in there and do the grading on that, okay? Alrighty. And the next thing that we have on board, so yes, so that's how the discussion works. Okay, and of course, anytime you're ready and done, don't forget to hit submit, okay? Um, okay, so PowerPoint polling discussions. So we have the 3 exams. They're all set up right here, okay? Um, and we're kind of flexible. We're gonna get to the point that we'll do the exam, okay? And and uh, and we'll just announce it in class. Okay, guess what the exam's going to be tomorrow or the next day or whatever. Okay, and the way the exam goes, you just click right here. All right, here's midterm 1. You launch. You hit begin. Okay, and you're off and rolling. Okay, so there you go. So it says right here you got to enter a password. Guess what? Because I'm going to change this. We used to in residence. I'm going to go back and get out of here. When we were doing this class residential, we actually used Lockdown Browser. All right, so I'm going to change that. This one, you'll see the second exam did not require Lockdown Browser. All right, so it's going to, there it is, and boom. So that's what the exam looks like right there. Multiple choice questions, blah 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 blah. Okay. All right. There's essay questions. There's everything. So yes, I do want to leave the page. So those are the exams. What we like to do, okay, is we'd like um, to prepare you a little bit. So we have what are called pre-exam quizzes. If you look at your syllabus, they're not weighted very much. So they don't count a whole lot, but it gives you a feel of the kinds of multiple choice questions that'll be on the exams. The exams have 20 multiple choice questions, 9 short answer essay, and 3 slightly longer answer essay questions. Okay, all comes to 100 points. All right. So yes, if you click right here, all right, it will take you to the quiz, all right? And again, what we do is we take a sampling of these questions and we will throw them on the midterm as well, okay? All right, so that is how that works. Okay, yes, I do want to leave that. All right, so that, I think, is pretty much everything. We do offer some extra credit, okay? And the extra credit was listed through the discussions, okay? And here's something, it's something where I really want you to pour your hearts out a little bit, okay? So it's towards the end of the semester, okay? Um, and it's obviously a very, very stressful time for all of you guys. So I'm gonna find my, sorry, there it is, okay? So there's the stress video. So you're gonna watch this documentary and you're gonna really pour your heart out about stress. If you can, it would be great if you could watch this documentary with your parents and get some feedback about it, okay? And then this is something that, again, we're gonna watch together. I wish I could, give you a link, but I have this on my computer, and it's a very, very compelling video about mental health, okay? And again, you guys will pour out your hearts on that, okay? Yeah, all right, awesome, awesome, awesome. So we go back here to announcements. Um, I think I have covered everything. The one thing I did want to do now and so there's obviously a lot of grading that goes on here. Because I'm going to student view, so I'm entering student preview, and you can see over here how different your taskbar looks over here. You can also see, for example, when you go into polling questions, that there's nothing there. Okay, so we will release these on demand. If we come over here to discussions, okay, there's nothing there. Okay, once we will release them, we will just leave them open. Okay, but we don't want you to be, jumping way ahead of the course. We want you to kind of stay in the pace that we are. All right. You'll see that over here, the exams, there's nothing there. Again, we have to release it. And then lastly, we see here the quizzes, they are here. But my preference is that you work together to do these quizzes together, if you can. Obviously there's going to be time zone differences and things like that. Okay. All right. So I think I've done everything here. Oh yeah. And then you access the Zoom lecture right here. Okay. So so you see right there, and I'm going to highlight that with an image. I should have said that straight up. Okay. But I didn't. So I'm going to highlight that with an image for you along with this video. Okay, so when you enter the class and you see announcements, so this is the home page. Anytime you enter the class, you just click right here on your Zoom section, all right? And up pops this right here, and basically you will be told to join the class, okay? So, you see that it's all laid out, all right? So this is tomorrow, okay? This is tomorrow, 10 in the morning and 4 in the afternoon, okay? So all you do is hit join. We'll make sure that we're open before that, and we'll let you in, okay? And hopefully everything will work perfectly. If you have any issues, again, make sure you just you contact us directly, okay? Alrighty, that's it. So feel free to get comfortable um, with the Blackboard course, navigate around for us, and again, don't be afraid, please. This is meant to be a very fun, low stress, kind of enjoyable experience for you guys. Okay. All right. So I'm just kind of playing around with my Blackboard, and let's see. What I'm going to do is I'm going to go back to home, and it takes me right out there. Right? So this takes me to the course that you see. Okay. All right, guys. So that is it, and I look forward to meeting all of you. We're going to take it slow and easy initially, and then we'll by the end it'll be amazing. It's like we'll be talking a completely different language called neuroscience, which is something that you guys will be really proud of. Okay. All right. So what I'm going to do now is I'm going to stop right here. Again, the Leonard Davis School of Gerontology thanks you, USC's Leonard Davis School of Gerontology, and I thank you for taking this class. And please don't hesitate to contact me if you have any problems. USC likes to do this whole on thing, so that's what we're going to do. Okay. All right. We'll see you guys tomorrow.